Introduction to electronics. When you switch on your electric bulb, electrons flow from your power source through your wires to the bulb, therefore converting it to light. So, I will define electronics as the art and science of directing electrons to do useful work. Aim of project: introducing you to the fundamentals of electronics, to equip you with practical knowledge in field of electronics, to help revive the fallen standard in practical electronics, expose your mind to a world of possibilities. Objective: at the end of this tutorial, you will have basic practical knowledge of electronics. You will be able to identify different types of electronic components physically and symbolically, learn how to read specifications of components, understand resistor color coding, how to interpret circuit diagram, how to build circuits on breadboard, how to build circuits on variable board, and soldering techniques. Types of components: we have the resistor, we have capacitor, we have transistor, we have diode, transformer, breadboard, variable board, light emitting diode, light dependent resistor, integrated circuit, microcontroller, crystal. Identification of components. Resistor limits the flow of voltage or current. The resistor here is a fixed resistor because its resistance cannot be varied. Now the resistance of the resistor is determined by the color bands on it. In later part of this tutorial, I'll show you how to decode the resistance of a resistor, a color coded resistor. Now, a variable resistor is a regular resistor in which its resistance can be varied by adjusting the knob on it. This is the knob, this is the knob, there's also another knob here. This is the knob. It's used to vary the resistance of the resistor. It's found in your radio set. It's used as a volume control to increase or decrease the output sound. Now we'll do a demonstration of what it means for a resistor to limit the flow of current. Demonstration of how resistor limits voltage or current. In this diagram, this is a clip, 9-volt battery clip. This is a 9-volt battery. Plug the clip into the 9-volt battery. Okay. When that is done, now we'll do a demonstration where we'll test the LEDs directly without resistor. This is a resistor. Let's see what happens when the LED is connected to the 9-volt battery directly. Now you have two terminals. You have the long one is the positive. The long terminal is the positive, while the short one is the negative. This is the short. This is the long one. This is the short one. Okay, the positive wire is the red. So it's going to be connected to the long terminal of the LED. So you just twist. Now connect the other end. Watch what happens. Try. There's a flash. It's not coming on anymore, which means the LED has been damaged. So let's try. Okay, let's try using a resistor to limit the voltage. Remember the polarity, the positive, the negative. The resistor is connected to the positive terminal. Okay, that's the positive. What the resistor does is to limit the voltage, reduce the voltage that flows to the LED. The LED is 3 volts. The 9 volt, then you have a 9 volt battery, so the resistor limits it to 3 volts for the LED. Now you can see it powers the LED. The LED is on and still working. Okay, LED remains on. So that's the resistor. The resistor has actually limited the current that flows to the LED. Now a capacitor. Capacitors are used to store or filter voltage, and we have different types. We have the electrolytic, we have the ceramic. The electrolytic capacitors are polarized, that is, they have a positive and a negative terminal. The long terminal here, this long terminal is the positive, while the short one is the negative. There's a line by the side. It also indicates, as in to show you which is negative. The white line shows you that terminal close to it is negative. You can see the white line here and here. Just like the resistor. Okay, this is a ceramic. This is what it looks like. It's not polarized. Any of the terminal can be positive or negative. Now, just like the variable resistor, we have variable capacitor too. It's just a regular capacitor in which its resistance can be varied by adjusting the knob. This is the knob. Okay. Now the variable capacitor is found in your radio set. Now this is a demonstration of how a capacitor works. This is a capacitor. Yeah, it has 2 terminals on it. Okay, this is our LED and a resistor. Now I want to test if there is any charge on the capacitor. It's connected to it. There is no power. There's no power on it. Turn it the other way around. There's no power. Now remember, the short terminal is the positive, while the long terminal is the negative. That's the positive, and positive, the short terminal is the negative. Now the white line beside the capacitor is the negative terminal, so the terminal closer to it is always the negative terminal. So we'll connect the black wire, which is negative of our battery, to the negative terminal, which is the short terminal of the capacitor, and connect the positive to the positive terminal. Wait for some seconds for it to charge. Now we're about to test and see if a capacitor actually stores charge. Now connect your resistor. Remember, the positive to positive and negative to negative. See, you can see it came on, which means the capacitor has stored the charge. It's discharging it by it's going off, and so that's a demonstration of the ability of the capacitor to store charge. Thank you. The LED is still working, and it actually works in one direction. If you turn it the other way around, it doesn't come on. So you take note of that when building circuits. LED works in just one direction. Transistors, they are used to amplify current or voltage. This is what a transistor looks like. This is a power transistor. Okay. A diode allows the flow of current in one direction. This is always like the positive terminal, but this is like the negative terminal. Okay, now a transformer is used to step up or step down voltage. A breadboard is a temporary board in which you use to construct circuits. Now it's a board you make use of without making use of a soldering iron. The connections are done internally as a by the board. All you have to do is insert your components when building. So this is a breadboard. This is a breadboard showing a circuit being built on it. Okay. The very board is a board, a permanent board in which you transfer what you've done on a breadboard to. It's when you want to build a circuit and make it permanent. But the connection on this board has to be done using a soldering iron. This is what it looks like. Light emitting diode. I guess you know this already. These are found to generate light, produces light when current passes through it. Light dependent resistor. It's like a regular resistor, but its resistance changes when light falls on it. Okay, we're going to use this for light and dark circuit detector or an automatic light street light switch.